Hey there, my name's Heather Robertson-Devine. I'm sending you this video today because either you and I have met or I've met one of your teacher leaders and I've been asked the question of how can you help me develop our Spanish book collections. So I'm going to show you a few quick slides of a conversation I usually have with schools and districts when we start this process. If you'll just excuse me for 1 minute, I'm going to turn my computer around and I'll get started. So this is generally the agenda I use, why Books del Sur, talk a little bit about some different frameworks, the Spanish book, the framework for types of different Spanish books. But what I want to talk to you today about is resource allocation, the idea of where we have our resources in school. This is generally what a classroom library looks like when we're comparing our English book collections to our Spanish book collections. This is not equitable, right? So what are we going to do about it? Well, here's how I like to think about it. I like to think about who's using the books, how are books used, and where they exist. These are the key factors to developing a successful literacy program. So I look at so on the top here we have the types of books. There's books that are used for read aloud and mentor text. There's books that are used for guided reading. And then there's book series and author series. So who's using these books are generally teachers for these two categories. And then the book series and authors is usually student guided or possibly parent guided, depending on the age of our students. When students find a book series that they love, they'll devour it. If they find an author they love, they will devour it. And so this over here definitely supports choice. So thinking about who's the user of the books is our first step in evaluating where our resources are. The next step is to think about the purpose in the use of books. Is it to develop a literacy skill, comprehension skills, or is it for enjoyment? What's the purpose? Because that's going to affect the type of book we have, right? Then the third thing to consider, and this is the easiest, most tangible for you to think about, and the visual I just showed you, are where books exist, because that has to do with accessibility and how people can access them. So in the read aloud and mentor texts, those are generally teachers' collections. They can be found in libraries, literacy centers, book rooms. They're generally not as accessible to kids, but definitely accessible to teachers because they're using them for mini lessons. Now, these are also the books that generally go on the chalk tray. Boy, is that an old school term, huh? For students to look at or use during their choice time, but usually for that focused time. Guided reading sets are found in literacy centers, or maybe you call it a book room. This is, again, used for comprehension skills. These books generally come in sets of 6 because they're used for small group instruction. I definitely encourage you to buy a set of 12 just because if you've got a group of 6 and someone else wants to plan with them, it makes it challenging. Or what if two classes want to use it? Yeah, sorry. We can talk about that more later, but 12 books is better than 6. And then the final column here, where books exist, are in libraries. So this can be a public library, your school library, classroom library, or at home. These spaces on the bottom are where we start by evaluating our Spanish book resource allocation, because that's the where of it, and then we dig into a little bit more about what the use is, who's using them, and then what I can help you with is finding these types of books, and I can help you find these types of books within our Books del Sur collection and to support you, or outside of the Books del Sur collection. If you're looking for within the Books del Sur collection, that's free. That's not going to cost you anything. I'd be more than happy to do a short consultation with you and then send you a quote based on our conversation. If you're looking for a little bit more, you can look at the attached document. You'll see there's a proficient package and then an advanced package, where with the proficient I'll work with a leader, and then the advanced package I'll work with your whole school, and that could possibly mean district as well. And then from there I will make a recommendation of all the books that are available in Spanish and how you can really increase your Spanish book resource allocations. let's talk about this more. This is just the beginning of the conversation. I'm here to help you to have more equitable book collections. My name's Heather Robertson-Devine. We'll do whatever it takes to make public education work for us all, right? So reach out to me, contact me. Let's talk. Let's get you some great books, and let's make those bookshelves fuller, and let's not have such a difference between our Spanish and English book collections. Thanks so much. Have a great day, and look forward to talking to you soon.